I'm just considering whether we should Starfall Invocation here. Oh my god, this is a good draw. Man, this is so huge. Like, look at this. This is why the card is in the deck. Man, this is insane. We basically clear everything here. What was the card? Oh my god. You know what? I love it. And get lost. Well, well, well. Alright, extremely bad draw, but fortunately we have our Kaya to save the day. So I think it's a lightning strike. I'm not super sure, but it feels like a lightning strike. I mean, it's blocked, so it doesn't deal any damage on this turn. I think this is the last spell. See? That's how you play against Mono Red. You need to hit where it hurts. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today deck that will absolutely steal your heart, and I'll tell you man, games today were on fire. I think you will have a blast watching it, and you know, if you like some Mono Red exploding, we've got your back today. So the idea for the deck was that Bandit talent is such an amazing card that maybe we can use it not as a discard really, but as a draw engine for the deck. That was the idea. But how to ensure that our opponent has no cards? Well, obviously, if he's an aggro player, he won't have cards very quickly, so that's not a problem. But against anything else, Liliana and Ruthless Negotiation, cards that are really good on their own, and this basically doubles as a removal. This one can always get you card advantage, so even if your opponent has 0 cards, you still can get a free card from this. So this is a very low cost at making sure that your opponent doesn't have cards. And with Loran and Cease and Desist, this deck actually has an amazing matchup against anything that has all those annoying enchantments, artifacts, Boros, you know, the token decks, this kind of stuff with Caretaker's talent. And yeah, with Loran, you can even get her twice with Starfall Invocation when she dies, or just go for good old Beza, so you can get all the triggers again. And of course, Kaya. You will see Kaya used in today's games, and oh boy, she's as amazing as we always remember. So guys, I want to go directly into the games. I want to also say thank you for you being here, for just supporting the channel always, and I couldn't be more happy to present decks too. So I hope you like this one and enjoy. Alright guys, I'll be super honest. I think we take this hand, and I think we are losing because we get mana screwed. So, you know, let's roll the dice. I don't have high hopes for this draw, but I really don't want to go to 6 cards. Because like we have a lot of options here. If we draw a single land, like we activate basically half of our hand, and I don't think we could do better than this. You know, we could risk it, maybe it would be better, but we could also super miss. Right, I mean, with this draw, we actually are pretty okay. We probably want to hit Loran on something, you know, that Loran actually hits, you know. And what do we go for? I think it might be early for Liliana. I think we actually want to, like, with Kaya, you want to go into the 7 lands. You want basically everything. Removal, you know, some threats, Loran to get rid of their forge and stuff. And yeah, you want to cast Kaya at some point. So we just keep playing stuff. Double red, double white. Yeah, he has pretty much the perfect mana so far. And maybe we could go with Starfall Invocation. I expect Helix in their hand, so I don't think we'll get to the ultimate. This might be good enough. We have 2 cards that we can discard. Starfall and go for the throat. A little bit scary to discard Invocation, but I hope you know, we can do it. Maybe, hopefully. Oh, interesting. Well, we got absolutely punished, like super hard. Loran will be useful. Maybe we go for Starfall Invocation, you know? Yeah, I cannot cast Go for the Throat on this turn, so if he adds 1 extra creature to this board, I hope it's not a Forge. Forge will be really strong. Well, I guess we have Loran, so maybe it's not the worst. And this is definitely a bit of on the rough side. Here's the Helix, as expected. But you know what? They still needed to trade cards into this, so I'll take it. I'll take it. This alone isn't strong enough, so they play this, then we play Loran, and we work toward Kaya. That means we go for Mirex. Mirex will be super annoying, so we need to get rid of it. And we have double white. Alright, you have your point of mana. You have it, my friend. Yeah, I think we'll go for the plains here. Absolutely, we take it. We go plains. And we don't go Loran here. Yeah, I think we're making a decent call so far. You can see that our opponent doesn't have too many cards. Kaya is the way we want to win the game, probably. Caretakers. Alright, so this is what we will kill with Loran. That's super important. And we can use Invocation to kill the next play they will make. So that's actually really good. I want to say good and cool, and in the end it ends as a goal, basically. Alright, so it's very good. Let's go Loran. This is the prime target, and that's why we kept Loran for all of those turns. And this is a thing, you know, in some decks you actually need to really think what cards you need to play at what time. Just, you know, don't play them because you can. Unless, you know, the situation asks for it. So, a tap land, not too much. Don't forget we can use Kaya to steal enchantments. Whenever one or more tokens your opponent enter. Okay, I should actually pay attention. What do you do? Whenever one or more tokens your opponent enter, for each of them, create a token that's a copy of it. Alright. Alright, and the drains. Interesting. Do we want... I will take the damage. Well, well, well. Alright. They have one play and one random card. So probably they should... Are you serious? Oh my god, this is your random card from the top? Alright, so that means we have to go Starfall Invocation probably. What do you do? Nothing. Oh. Alright, that's fine. That's okay. Oh no, because they are getting the card. Are you serious? How can you draw so perfectly, man? This is absolute insanity. This guy had one random card from the top and he got so much. I'm so happy the second one is land. Alright, alright. I think with this we can clear everything. He will have this, but we'll play Kaya into it. I actually need Loran. The problem is that we need to gift a card. I'm not super happy about it, but at this point it's really good value anyway. Right, this is the best play, I think. Let's clear the board. We will have 3 mana. Yeah, I think this is good. As you can see, there are so many synergies in this deck. Now we have Loran, and we mitigate absolutely amazing, perfect top deck from an absolute mythic player. This Loran was for this, so we are a bit behind of where we wanted to be. But I think we can get there. I think we can absolutely get there. I hope they will play this. We play Kaya, -3, and we have a blocker, and he has no board. That's the play. Alright. No great cards, please, for a single turn. Alright, so far so good. According to plan, we keep the Demolition Field for another Mirex. Alright. I mean, to be absolutely honest, he doesn't have anything with it right now. Oh boy. Well, that's an interesting one. So what does he have? I honestly don't fear this card too much. Let's play Kaya. There's no way he has Edict, right? I could draw some cards. But you know what? It's so much better to just have it on our side. Even if he has somehow a removal, it doesn't matter. No way he has a random Edict. Right, he kills the turners, but that's fine. That's absolutely okay. But man, he doesn't know what the dead draw is, you know? He just doesn't know. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not drawing cards. You only draw with Loran if you know that you are getting, you know, the better part of the straight. Man! He just has what he needs. He cannot block with those, but he can activate all the map tokens, which means that his next draw is also better. Well, I wonder if he knows that Get Lost doesn't hit this. We can absolutely kill this, right? Because we have Desist and it hits the artifacts. I could even force him to draw it, but maybe not. Maybe let's not. Disfigure is a very interesting one, but probably not the play. You know what? I like this play a lot. Because they don't get the scry. They already basically use it. Another Loran is pretty amazing here. Yep, top. Well, that's weird. So he put on top. We have seen what he put on top, and it's not on top. I mean, it makes sense, right? So, we attack first. We deal damage, because this way we deal more damage. We go Loran, and we want the new one, alright? The new one is cooler. We kill the artifact. As you can see, she provides so much value, man. So much value. And we do so much work to get rid of, his top decks, basically. That's crazy. But even if he draws a perfect card every turn, it's not enough to fight our value. And that really shows the power of the deck. And do we go Beza? Not really. I think we actually chill because we are winning with Kaya. I actually want to use even Cease and Desist because it's a great protection against everything. What happened there? He got Scry 1, he kept on top, and the card is not on top. Like, what's with the stuff lately? Alright, that's not what was shown, I think. Unless I missed something. Tell me in the comments if I missed it. But I don't think I did, honestly. Alright, sure. So, what is the play? I think we plus because we want to make sure that we -3 if we really want. Let's go Beza. We don't really get the value, right? Do we get the treasure? No, life gain, sure. And honestly, I think we can go with Fortress because we want to accelerate the leaf a little bit. So no, our opponent is motivated to leave the game earlier. 3 damage combined with Kaya and Beza, it's actually a fast clock. See? It worked, it worked. First turn when they didn't draw extremely strong play from the top, they are just completely out of the game. Alright, so I think we'll go with the Fortress. We will try to go Ruthless Negotiation probably on the next turn into Liliana, hopefully. Our opponent is still playing Maltines into 1 mana hasty creatures, and because that's so fun. So I think we go with Negotiations here. We have the tap land, so we set up for the rest of the game with the mana, so if we top deck Beza we can use it immediately. And our opponent got a little bit hit with this. Rokos. Alright, so their hand must be pretty stacked, to be honest. I really hope for 1 creature after this turn, because I need to use Liliana. If I can hit right, this could be absolutely devastating. We didn't hit our removal, so that's a bit of a, rough one. We can cycle one of the cards. We probably will use it for cycling, right? I don't think... yeah, it doesn't make sense to keep the other version. And our opponent needs to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, he of course hit the card that he desperately needed. So that's a little bit on the rough side, to be absolutely honest. Do we go with Liliana? So if I go Loran, what happens there? If we go Liliana here, they will sacrifice Swift Spear, they will keep the hero. But maybe we can hit them a little bit. That's a rough one, but very hard to play without removal against this kind of stuff. Do I go Liliana here? I mean, it's still a removal, so we will take it. Also, it means that if our opponent wants to pump the hero, because probably... Right, I think the hero should stay. And... like, if they pump it, then it's a bit of a problem to attack Liliana, right? Because they're missing a lot of damage, unless they have another one. And our opponent is really good at giving a lot of abilities. Man, they are really playing a lot of creatures, and I cannot hit my removal for life.
Take my zombies and leave.
So how can we get there? We definitely have to start with this, right? I think we play the courtyard and we cycle the card. And maybe we go into a sweeper. Maybe that's the play. To be absolutely honest, maybe I should go for Cease and Desist and see what the next card is. Because there is a chance I will draw something, right? Loran not amazing here, unfortunately. Our opponent has 2 cards, so it seems that they're both very good if he hesitates so much. And the Slick Shot is the choice. Huh. That means really strong hand. You know what? Let's go with Loran. It also activates... the possibility to force him to draw in order to discard, so that might be useful. We'll see, we'll see. Our opponent definitely can do a lot. He needs to read Loran. Not the most usual card for best of 1, but here it definitely helps. So let's see it. He knows that we can force a discard. Extremely good draw, as usually. Because they can use the ability, trigger the passive, and not lose literally anything except 1 point of mana. So that's absolutely prime play for them. Already double striking for 8. Great. Absolutely amazing. We cannot block this. They went with Trample, which is literally the worst decision you could ever make. And now we are open with Removal. That's nice. Alright, so I mean, it's such an interesting choice, right? It can give double strike. It also means that they have first strike, so I cannot really block. So they expected a block, which is not something that would normally happen. I will attack, right? Because they don't want to block this. Yep, you know, some cheap damage never hurts. And maybe we could draw something, but I don't think it will be better than go for the throat. So we can do it at the end step. Alright, our opponent definitely drew a little bit too many creatures, so we are not in our, you know, comfort zone right now. But I think we can force it. I think we can force it, especially for Loran. We can get them, you know, to discard a lot of new cards. Are you serious? Another one? That's so bad. That's actually so bad. Like, I wanted to solve this one this turn, and the new one is, you know, happening. Alright, we need to kill it in response, because then it deals less damage. Still deals a lot of damage. But we can start going for Ruthless Negotiation. And if they cast it, we can tap Loran. So I think it's okay. Let's go for a little bit of life gain. And I'm the player. Yep, I want to life gain and I want to draw cards. As you can see, always a nice one. And we are not drawing cards here. Here's Beza. That's definitely a card. So I could play Beza right now. Or I can try to hit their stuff. If I attack and they block, what does it mean? I'm not sure if that's the best idea. I will go with Ruthless Negotiation on this turn, because I don't think they can kill us with, you know, 0 cards. And we hit the card. I honestly didn't expect it, man. Alright, do I attack here? They can block with a mouse, in which case they won't have enough damage. I actually think we do. If they want to trade, that's basically a removal for me. And I should have more. It's always good to know if you are the one that wants to trade or your opponent. That lets you give, you know, get a little bit more damage. Alright, here we go, double strike. Finally, our opponent is learning his basic deck finally. So we take 4 damage, unfortunately. We cannot really block this. Unless we want to play Beza for the fish. Do we? I mean, it's not bad. But it might be better. Well, I'm not sure, man. I'm honestly not sure. Alright. So they don't have instant, I think. I will play Beza on the next turn, I think. It's interesting, they decided to not play the card. We'll definitely go Fountainport. And we are only getting the life gain, which is not amazing here. Do we go with Beza? I mean, this is a brick that they need to power through, right? And we can trade against heroes, so our 4-drop has a chance. Oh my god. Our hero, you know, can get the chance to basically trade against 1-drop and lose a lot of value. We can have 4 mana here. I could draw a card, but it's very, very slow. I think we attack, they won't block. We need to check life total, right? Because we want to life gain, for sure. I cannot really get any extra value here, unfortunately. The fish is not good enough. I think we cast Beza just for the life gain and just for, you know, something to block, basically. Because our value is really strong. Like with Ruthless Negotiation and Loran, we can force a lot of value for us. And we can start attacking with the fortresses because we drew a lot of lands. Like we are at 9 or 8 or something, right? If we draw Kaya, this will be of course a very easy win. But we are not getting it yet. And there is a chance they will have a pump spell, unfortunately. In which case, I might lose Beza, but I think I have to risk this. Also, we forced them to use it, so that's something as well. They really hesitated about this one. So, their play suggests they don't have a pump spell, but you can never know. They might just, you know, do random things, so hard to say here. They definitely tanking on this one. Yeah, I think I will just run Beza into it and see what happens. Of course they drew it, right? A lightning... Well, a lightning strike doesn't do too much. I'll take it. We don't have a token, so nothing to sacrifice with Fountainport. They trade against Beza, but that's kinda it. And it's my turn. I'm not drawing cards yet. Oh boy, those draws are really bad, I'll be honest. Like, we're drawing mostly lands. And this is something that will make a difference. So I could give my opponent a draw, but I need to give him 2 draws, so that's not amazing. I think we go like this, man. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. Steal a card. And now we probably lose Loran, I think. They should actually maybe trade even here, but they're not going for. Alright. Alright, this is a hard one, but I think we're getting on the good side here. It doesn't give trample, right? Only haste. Yep. So this will be a 4-4. The question is, do I want Loran? I don't think I do, because I have Fountainport and I have the Fortress. So actually my cards are a bit better. And I probably want to trample. I think now they should trample. Which actually will be a huge problem here. If they go double strike, that's extremely good for me. So now this is the first time when they should go trample. It's not a hard choice, honestly. Like, it's obvious that we'll probably block, because this has basically 10 damage in... Yep, correct. So there's not much sense. I can get basically a single card. Is that worth it, or we just kill it? So we go this, we spend 4-5 mana, and we have enough for the fish. Or do I want to give him the card? I don't think Loran is worth it at this point. I will still, you know, basically run her over just for 1 extra life. And here's Kaya, which is pretty amazing. Alright. Kaya is -3. Yeah, that honestly should be good enough. I could also sweep and then Kaya. But are there draws that kill me? Like, this is +1, right? So if they hit a mouse, it's already 3 damage, basically. So that's quite a lot. But we can always use fish. So I think it's a little bit better to go invocation here. I think it's actually less risky. Even though we get hit by all of this damage. Because the chance he will top deck a creature is really low. He will probably get a buff spell, most likely. Maybe a land. And even if he draws a creature, we still can play Kaya and sweep the board basically. Alright, I'm not using Fountainport if they don't play anything, because it will kill me. Let's go with Demolition Field. This way we prevent, you know, the haste. Maybe I should do it beforehand, but if they played something, we can always use it. So that actually kinda helps. And now we play Kaya and we can, you know, get 8 loyalty on her, which means they cannot kill her. I should pay attention to my lands, but I think we have enough. Alright, extremely bad draw, but fortunately we have our Kaya to save the day. So I think it's a lightning strike. I'm not super sure, but it feels like a lightning strike. Of course, we cannot go for anything except +2. And let's play this one and go for black, so we can start going with double fortress on the next turn. And I think that should be enough, right? This is nearly lethal. We actually can lethal. I think they lost. And now? Really? Now? Alright, first things first. Let's drain them. Let's drain them. And I think this should be lethal, right? 6 damage exactly. Hashtag calculated. Let's go again. And even if they have lightning strike, they cannot kill any of them. We don't go for Bandit's talent. That was super useful earlier. And that should be a nice kill. As you can see, Kaya extremely powerful as always, even against Mono Red. I mean, if you can cast her, you know. Alright, our opponent, until the last moment, tried to fight, so yeah, props to him. Alright, that was a very intense game. Alright, and we're doing good because we are seeing ranked players already. And let's go first. We have a lot of tap lands, and we need to use them. I mean, this is a pretty decent value in the graveyard, so we actually basically draw a card for the late game. So I think it's worth it. We also want to hit lands, so it's actually a little bit better this way. Let's keep the Disfigure. This is super important that we have some removal, and if we can go into 5 mana, we should be kinda comfortable. We'll probably cycle this. I don't think we need the, you know, the farewell basically. And this card is super sweet. And it has so many different colors that you can actually play it. You can play it in mono green, or you can play it in Orzhov, you know. That's a pretty cool one. So, anyway, let's go with Fountainport on this turn, right? Well, we don't really get the value from it, so let's go for this. Slick Shot, of course, it starts. So the play for this turn is hopefully to go Disfigure on something and get rid of his creatures, and maybe we can cycle this if we, you know, if our opponent doesn't go too hard. Here's the Scamp, here we go. Is that the Slick Shot turn already? What happens? So we open with this because I want to have this solved before I go cease or desist. I'm not sure if you go all in on this. If they try to protect it, yep. See, 0 damage. Absolute 0 damage, we love it. It's in the graveyard, so the turn is over. Let's cycle the card. We don't really care about the Scam too much. And let's start. I always fear that I will target the wrong one. But the life gain and extra card is nice. Loran. Scamp isn't an artifact, right? And definitely this. Do we go with Loran? She kinda hits the curve nicely. Not the best play, to be absolutely honest. But we don't have other plays, so I think we go with Loran. Like, he has equipment, maybe. I'm not sure what the versions are, but I think one of the best versions is the one with this Bane Splitter thing. 1 mana right equipment. So maybe Loran is still useful, but we aren't sure. But they obviously have buff spells, so it's not, you know, and not a surprise. This is probably the turn with Slick Shot. We are very heavily tapped. They might hope that we'll go Ruthless Negotiation on the next turn. Oh boy, here it comes. Here it comes. This will be very, very close call. Yep, they're unloading on this turn. It's really good that we have Loran, because we can force some pump spells maybe. And I can take a lot of damage. Like, I expect that. See? Here she is. Here she is. Alright. Let's see how much he lowballs this. He definitely wants to cast more. I mean, it's blocked, so it doesn't deal any damage on this turn. I think this is the last spell. See? That's how you play against Mono Red. You need to be really smart where you go when you go with, you know, your small plays like Disfigure. You need to hit where it hurts. So, they have 1 mana red spell. I think this is the Sacrifice, the Sellsword. So one of the cards is Sellsword. We will go with Fountainport here. So we have two choices. We can try to attack their hand and get some value. They will try to equip Swift Spear, and then we can Starfall maybe. I honestly think this is the best play. If they have a Sacrifice effect, they cannot deal too much damage with it. Yep, see? That was exactly the one. And I hoped for Kaya. I actually hoped for Kaya. So, we are, by the way, we are at 22 somehow. That's a miracle, man. It's like turn 5 and we are at full life, actually even higher. They should equip probably the hero, but that means Starfall Invocation hits really nicely. And basically how you play against this deck is you need to try to run them over. The cool part, we have 6 mana, and you know what 6 mana means? Starfall into Ruthless Negotiation. We also have Kaya basically guaranteed. So we go like this. 0 cards in the hand. Was that a mouse? Yep. And now we sweep the board. Absolute full top deck mode, and we are at 17. See, we disarm them like a champion, man. Like, they have absolutely nothing. Oh, Shelly? Can you say no to Shelly? Or you just go Kaya? Oh man, I want... Oh, it's such a hard choice. I don't think they can kill Kaya, right? They have double equipment, so if they hit like a Swift Spear, it will be 3 attack, but that's not the worst. We'll have 8 loyalty minus, so we have 5, we can minus 3 and play Shelly. I think this is a good one. We pain ourselves if we have to, that's worthwhile. And let's stack some loyalty for the future. It was super tempting to play Shelly first, because that protects Kaya a bit better, but if they don't have a perfect top deck, they do absolutely nothing. And here we go, Shelly, right? Alright, no instants. That's actually an interesting information. And let's keep live gaming, because our opponent is on the clock and you won't like it. He's so out of this game, man. And I mean, you know, beating some ranked mythic players, easy. Like, this is the common thing that we do on the channel, right? Slick shot. Alright. And this is exactly what we are preparing against. They can deal 3 damage, it doesn't matter in any way. Yep, you have a long way to go, my friend, and you know you are not getting there. We'll also get the last card from them. So whatever they draw, it doesn't matter. Alright. My slick shot, not yours. My card, not yours. Well, our opponent, Mono-Red opponent, just got absolutely bullied out of the game, and we don't mind it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be honest, this deck exceeded my expectations. It was really fun to play. At the same time, it had really nice results, and I think the big power of the deck is that you have so many decisions. You can either, you know, keep Loran for those pesky enchantments, artifacts, cease and desist, you cycle cards, maybe you want to destroy everything, maybe you want to attack their hand with Ruthless Negotiation. You have, you know, those bombs of Beza and Sheoldred. Liliana can attack their hand, can kill creatures, or maybe you just set up for Kaya so they don't have the answer in the final turn. So the deck is really fun to play around. And before we go deeper into, shenanigans of this whole control-ish thing, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys, Patreon members. Without you guys, it wouldn't be the same. So thank you for making a difference and supporting the channel. Small and medium channels are very, very different than the big ones. So this actually does matter. So what about the rest of the deck? The funniest part, we play 4 Bandit's talent. That was the whole strategy for the deck. And I think I couldn't find a single copy in any of the games except one that was already won. So this is the shuffler, and I think we hit Kaya on every single game basically. So what can you do, man? What can you do? By the way, you guys have seen the full experience. I actually played, those 3 games because I kinda played with this archetype in different form. And yeah, I kinda know what to expect, but this one was a bit better than I expected. Not only we won basically all of the games, as you have seen, but it was in pretty commanding position, and that's interesting because we don't play lockdowns. I know, I just went crazy mode and I didn't include lockdowns. I wanted to make sure that we have sweepers that hit everything, because our value is generally pretty low, right? We are not heavy control deck. Well, our cardo is what? A little bit of Kaya, maybe get some card advantage with Desist, trade 5 for 1 or something. Honestly, Ruthless Negotiation is the biggest cardo, and of course the main engine, the Bandit talent, something I expected to carry us. So did it work? It's hard to say. I think it should absolutely work, but I couldn't test it in today's games, to be honest. I think this is good enough with Ruthless Negotiation. Moment they see the first one, they generally don't try to keep too many cards in the hand because they know what happens, and that means that the Bandit talent can get the full value. But even if it absolutely fizzles and there's no effects from level 2 and level 3, you still trade for a card. So worst case, you are even. Best case, it's taking over the game. So I think it's a good trade. And don't forget, I didn't check this, but let's read the card together. Exile target enchantment, right? Yep. So I think you can exile it, and basically it enters again, so you can use Kaya as a discard. Isn't that hilarious? Honestly, a big power of the deck is also the mana base, with fortresses, demolition fields, Fountainports, and especially Sunken Citadels. You actually can put a lot of pressure. You have seen in one of the mono-red games, we had double fortress, we activated both of them easily with Sunken Citadel, and that's extra 6 damage combined with Kaya and Sheoldred. Man, you are going for those 3 fires super quickly. Way faster than your opponent expects. And I think Loran of the third path, even though she cannot hit Kumano as in the previous standard, I usually find a way to make her work and get some free value. And when she hits right against a Forge, Caretaker's talent, she will win you the game instantly, basically. Don't forget they have 4 Caretaker's talent in this Boros token Forge deck. If you can get rid of it, they have no draw in the deck, and they probably won't draw another for 5 or 7 turns. That means you can take over the game in this time. And always in the back there is the Desist, so you can get rid of everything they have if you feel that you have a feeling for a farewell on the given game. So yeah, man, I'm cringing right now. Oh, I need to stop recording for today. But anyway, this is a very nice replacement, I think. Not only it gives you a card cycling live game that always is useful, and the exile effect that sometimes might make a difference, but also it just basically doubles down as a full-blown farewell against all the pesky stuff that you don't want to see in your board. And especially, I've seen a lot of comments about this artifact Azorius deck, so if you are seeing it a lot, well, this is your card probably. They will scoop after seeing this most likely. So yeah, and don't forget, even their constructs, even though they are creatures, they are still artifacts, so you clear the board as well. So it's basically a farewell against them. So I hope you guys enjoyed both the video and the outro and all of this stuff. So tell me in the comments, and really appreciate you staying here. So thank you guys, I hope you had a great fun, and see you tomorrow.